This video isn't a cry for help. I'm not used to like being open and vulnerable and shit, but this might be a ramble video, it might not be. What I want on this YouTube channel, I want to just be documenting my journey through life and as an artist in particular. And so that looks like sometimes having these sit down conversations. I recently realized that I don't think I know fucking anybody, like, period, that knows me, that like truly knows me from the inside out. And that's partially because I haven't allowed people to, but I think it's also just because most people that I come in contact with, those bitches don't even know themselves. And that is so insanely isolating. And I also just got through a year of ending so many different relationships that's also isolating. This video isn't a cry for help. I promise it's not a cry for help. What inspired this video is that I wanted to openly, out loud say, I want to be famous and I will be famous one day. And that felt good to say. That felt good to say. I've said that out loud to some people, but I haven't said it out loud to most people because I've been afraid of sounding crazy for the majority of my life. But I'm finally at a point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I am free. And honestly, I feel like that kind of sums up who I am. I've always felt like I was meant for something special. Saying you want to be famous is something that's like often really looked down upon, and like people think it's like so vain or just unrealistic, but I'm just like, okay, we're living in totally different realities. We are living in totally different realities because, for instance, when I watch somebody, like when I watch old interviews of Madonna and she says that she wants world domination, that speaks to my spirit. When I watch old videos of Doechii talking about how she knew she was going to be famous, I'm just like, one and the same, okay? And people who don't feel that, like people who don't have that, I'm just like, we're just living in two totally different realities. And I'm finally at a point where I'm like, I can look crazy to you. Like, I'm willing to be perceived as crazy. Just watch in however many years it takes. Look back, who actually was crazy, who actually was delusional. I think the plight of an artist is being willing to look crazy, because a lot of the time you're just ahead of the curve. Like, people need to catch up to you. You'll be doing things that speak to you, speak to who you are as a person, what you have to say to the world, and people just won't get it because it's something they've never seen before. Or maybe you're the person that makes them get it even. But I really do think that that's the struggle of any artist. Being an artist is essentially being a visionary, because here's how I see it. For instance, I have this vision of me being a famous artist, and I've always had this vision. Like, this isn't even like a new manifestation, like within the past like 5 years. I just like, no, I came out the fucking womb. Like, for as long as I can remember, I came out the womb being like, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm gonna do. It's like I have this God-given vision, and it's almost like tunnel vision. It's like, yeah, when you're in a tunnel and you can only see the light at the end, and then outside of the circle it's just a bunch of darkness. That darkness is what everybody else thinks of you. It's everybody else's opinions. It's all the distractions of day-to-day life and self-doubt and just a whole bunch of bullshit that you don't want to get wrapped up in. But that vision, the light at the end of the tunnel, that is the only fucking real thing. Like, that's why I'm here. That's what I have to give to this world. And the more that I focus in on that vision, the closer I get to it, the closer I get to the end of the tunnel, the further I go on the straight and narrow path until I'm out on the other side of it and there is no more tunnel. I brought the vision to life. The vision has manifested for the rest of the world. I'm no longer the only person that can see it. I've manifested the vision from something that was just inside of my mind's eye to something that the rest of the world can no longer deny because it's manifested in the 3D. Like, if I'm gonna get real, if I'm gonna get like really truly vulnerable, right now I'm in such a weird spot in life. Like, I'm in the ultimate transitionary period. I'm just kind of like alone in the world at this moment in time. It's not a heavy weight of feeling alone, because I do feel I have a strong spiritual connection and practice. So I'm doing well in that regard, but I'm really just tied to fucking nothing right now. I'm not staying at a place with my name on a lease. I don't even have a car tying me down to any fucking location right now. I'm submitting auditions that might have me jumping all over the country at any given time, and I just like don't know when, if ever, one of those might work out. And it's especially so weird because everybody that I went to college with, we're on such totally different paths. And the way that I was lying to myself in undergrad, and not just to myself, but to fucking everybody else, like, as a result, it's funny because, like, yes, I've always known that I wanted to be famous, but I really, like, toned that down and, like, suffocated that part of me for so long because it wasn't realistic and I didn't want to tell other people it because I'd sound crazy. And so, yeah, so many people from undergrad never got to know, like, the real me or, like, my real dreams or, like, my real vision. And looking back, thank God that they didn't. Like, I don't really like... Damn, I probably shouldn't say that. But yeah, I just didn't really meet my people there. And I look at us now and I'm like, we're on such different life trajectories. And they make up a lot of my social media following of, like, people that I know in real life. Although I've unfollowed a lot of them. It's just kind of funny because, I don't know, it's like they're all doing, like, regional theater or they're in graduate school, and then there's me who it's like I traveled the world for a little bit and now I'm being, like, super down low about what I'm doing, save for content creation. And so I'm in this really awkward transitionary period where, like, they're all posting, look at what I'm doing, look at this next show that I'm in, da, 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 da. And I'm like, hey guys, I made this I made this mini series for my Instagram. It's totally giving that Issa Rae interview where she talks about how all her friends out of college were doing really cool things, like they were doing their thing that made the most logical sense for them to do with their degree. And Issa was like, hey, so I just uploaded my first YouTube video. And that's all she had to show for herself. But that YouTube series ended up being what got her the opportunity to produce her own show at HBO and then become the Black mogul that she is in the entertainment industry today. So these little seeds that I'm planting right now, I never know how large they could grow, and I don't know exactly what route it's going to take me to get where I'm going, but I do know ultimately where I'm going, in that I'm going to fucking get there. So I do have faith in that regard. It's just frustrating and vulnerable, and it takes a lot of courage and commitment to place all bets on yourself and literally just be posting on social media in front of all these people that probably don't see any point to it, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, it's just like, they never saw the vision. They probably never will see the vision until it's right before their eyes, and I have to make peace with that. And so that's what the fuck this video is. All I know right now is that I 1,000,000% have to keep putting myself out there. I was having a moment earlier today where I was like, I procrastinated on making this week's videos and blog post, and I was just like, ugh, like, I knew, like, I was, like, 95% gonna get around to doing these things, even though it was a drag, just because I made the commitment to myself and I'm not gonna break it. But I was like, God, like, this is a lot. Like, all of the content that I've committed to creating on all of these different platforms, it's a fucking lot. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to continue to be consistent on this, especially, like, if and when life gets busy right now. Right now, I'm really lucky that I don't have to spend a bunch of my time working for somebody else that's interfering with as much content as I'm wanting to put out right now. But honestly, I got thinking to myself, I was like, what would I do if I gave up? Like, what would I do if I quit? Like, if I stopped making content? Like, if I didn't upload this video today, what would I do? And I realized in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, I would just fucking start posting again. Because I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I have nothing to lose. I have the whole world to gain. I know I want the world. How am I gonna get it? I'm not waiting around for somebody to give me a big break. I'm gonna create it for myself. I would just start posting content again. So it's like, well, bitch, are you gonna fall off just to get back on inevitably? Because that's even stupider. Or are you just gonna push through? Because, like, yeah, it might be embarrassing to upload a video and get fucking 2 likes and, like, maybe 50 views tops. But you know what's worse? Literally not betting on yourself. Like, if anything, give bitches something to talk about through your consistency. This is my time to really push through and be there for myself and commit to the bit. This is the bit. Like, this is where the growth happens. This is the inspirational part that everybody comes back to look at in 5 to 10 years and be like, look, this is where Sakeenah was. If Sakeenah can make something out of this, then of fucking course I can make something out of whatever's going on in my life. Because I know my audience is out there and they're looking for me. And that's what keeps me pushing. that's what keeps the uploads coming. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to post things about like mindset and mindfulness and creativity, but really I just want this to be a platform where I can talk openly about my own journey through life and as an artist, and where I can consistently post my art and just literally whatever the fuck I want to. And I just know that my people, the ones that it will resonate with, they're out there just waiting to find me. And when they do, I just gotta make sure that there is a train to jump on. So thanks for watching this video. It was really short, but yeah, my secret is that I want to be famous, and I will be famous, and I'm so fucking dead ass serious. And anybody who doubts me, let them. See y'all next week. Bye.